What's up, and thank you for joining us on 80/20, where we have spirited debate about sports, local or national issues, and everything in between. Of course, in every discussion that's based on opinion, 80% is correct, 20% is correct. We just need your help to determine who has the 80 and who has the 20. I'm Jay Soggs, and of course, I'm joined by my guy, and Jay. What up, dude?
What's up, boy?
Man,
Oh!
you real hype. You real hype.
I sat there and told you.
You did. Like,
I
you're at a
told you.
14, but I need you at like a 3,
Yo.
4
Okay,
right
my
now.
bad. But see, that's
So
the thing, though.
let's ease into it.
We gonna ease into it?
Let's ease into it. You
Party
know?
like a rock star?
Nah, you know, I literally was trying to say, oh, baby.
Yo,
Ease
what's up,
into
man?
it.
80-20 audience.
Don't
What's
go too
going
fast,
on?
baby. Don't go too fast. That's it, man. You know. We already started.
I'm sorry.
I mean, not even.
This is
not
out
even
of,
a minute.
character for
Okay.
me. You know,
Is
like
it
I said,
out of
I'm a straight
character?
line, and then over
Is
the
that
top.
what it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
You do your intro.
Just did it.
I bet. Let's get
Already
to it.
did it. See, that's the
NBA
problem.
free agency.
That's the
review
problem.
and afterthoughts for the Western Conference. See how fast I was on that?
You did. You got right into
All right,
that.
Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
it.
So
let's talk about
Dallas
these new arrivals, baby.
the
The new arrivals.
which would be
Porzingis.
okay, because yeah, that was like last season.
Did he step on the court last
No,
year?
he didn't,
He is technically
but-
still a new. This
Okay,
is a
if
Christmas
that's what we're
present
doing.
that we forgot about. Then we got it in February,
What
and
kind
then
of
bam,
Christmas
we
present
opened it up.
No, we didn't forget. We saw it there. It just had a
Well-
busted wheel.
Well, you know,
We couldn't
fixed
play
it.
with it.
We fixed it. We went to
couldn't-
Radio
that's
Shack.
the problem. We didn't forget about it. I was like, man, can't wait to play with that. Can't wait to get into that car. Ooh, that Power Wheels. I can't wait to
Remote
get on my
control
Power
Tyco.
Wheels.
Let's get it. We went to Radio Shack. We got with batteries from Fry's. We fixed it. Let's go.
Okay, so like I said, man, the Mavericks really didn't make any moves during the free agency period.
You know, like Seth Curry.
You mean we
Came
brought him back?
Yeah, that's like having a girlfriend, old girlfriend. Like when we came back to the new.
Really?
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, it's more like the less talented, shorter, talented
1 inch.
brother.
By 1
Still
inch,
shorter.
6'3"
It's a
versus
game of
6'2".
inches. It's a game of inches.
It's football.
It's basketball. Game of inches.
I didn't know basketball was a game of interest.
Yes.
What?
Game of inches, not interest.
No, I'm
Because
interested
there's
in
interest,
the game
you know.
of inches.
But I mean, it's just the fact that look, Seth Curry is what he is,
Okay.
and
Which is a spacer, 3-point shooter, can penetrate, can give you a little combo guard.
a little.
Okay. That's fine, but with
When we say
Carlisle,
little-
he loves that.
Oh, sure, but
I mean, we got all kinds of dudes who can play point guard. We got Barea.
a lot of them.
Yes.
A lot of them.
And they don't retire.
A lot of
Devin
them.
Harris.
Devin Harris is
36 years
Yeah.
old. He's still on the
Yeah.
roster.
he's still here. I mean,
Last year he played like 4 guards in the fourth quarter. Did
you
he
know,
not?
I just don't. But you know, we've talked about this where Dallas has a propensity to, I won't say only look at, but they definitely target Euro or non-American players, and that can be an issue being here on this team and in this league, in that players like to play with people they know. And you know, and I'm gonna get a little bit more into that as we go through this list. But the Dallas Mavericks will have an issue attracting players that are non-Euro because it seems around the league that you target, for stars at least, Euro players. Now, yes, you brought back Seth Curry. You got Devin Harris. He will never, ever leave. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that he doesn't leave. It's that he always comes back.
Well, we pay him.
Oh, well, I'm saying.
So I mean, if
Rick
you're gonna pay
Carlisle
me,
has his-
well, no,
his
if you're
folk.
gonna pay me, I'm gonna come back. If you
Yeah, of
say,
course.
look, I'm gonna give you $1 million, you saying, you know, I don't know. I guess I ain't just
He
stay
knows
at the
the
house
system. He knows
and
the
do
coach.
nothing.
Get your liking back. So here's the thing about the whole Euro argument that you're sharing.
And I'm not the only one.
That's fine. But like I said, there's always two sides to the story. So
Okay.
let me flip that coin on the opposite end.
Okay.
My deal isn't that the Mavericks only target Euros, I guess, as their stars, or specialize in looking at their
And
stars.
there's a perception.
That's fine. But my thing is, too, I think the other perception is Dallas is always the bridesmaid and not ever the bride. Like, obviously, we've targeted people all the way back to old man Karl Malone, and we never got him.
Right.
You know, we get guys past their primes.
We targeted Dwight Howard, too.
Yep. So
There's a story there we're not going to talk about.
hey, man,
I'm
on point. I'm on point. So my thing is this. My thing is you do the best you can with what you have.
Right.
You know, just as far as obviously us having probably the best European ever, and we having to build off of that.
The best European ever?
Yeah. Who would you put ahead of Dirk?
Okay, I was thinking you were trying to say either Luka or Porzingis.
No.
I mean,
I was talking about going away, going from the Dirk
yeah, I'll give you that. Absolutely.
window to now the Luka / Kristaps window.
He has definitely surpassed Detlef Schrempf.
Yeah. So yes, Drazen Petrovic.
Oh,
Yeah. Tony Kukoc, the waiter.
wow.
So I guess my thing is this.
Tony Parker.
Because yes, Ginobili, etc.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: since we're always going to be the bridesmaid, I don't mind necessarily looking outside the U.S. for talented players. Now again, do we want a Kevin Durant or LeBron James? Of
Sure.
course, but we're the Mavericks. People, for whatever reason, don't want to play here. Maybe
There's no
it's too
whatever
hot.
reason. There is a
that's-
reason.
well, what's
It's
the
too
reason?
hot.
Oh, okay.
You play indoors.
But all right, that's the thing. What?
It's well air conditioned.
Right.
So,
And so
I mean, the heat.
I don't get it too because
It's easy.
Right.
There's nobody here you want to play with.
the state tax is not here as well.
that. And so
We should
you would
be-
rather play in Miami than Dallas. You would rather play
In LA.
In LA.
Like
and
I get the LA thing.
I get the
because
LA
of
all day.
Hollywood, you see.
I
you
get
see,
that.
What's that? Celebrities.
Absolutely.
The weather is 70.
You got beaches,
I'm
pretty
assuming-
women, all this other
yes.
stuff. But you would rather play in OKC
No.
than Dallas.
No.
I've been to Oklahoma
Oh
City.
no, me too. We made that drive
No,
together.
thank you.
It's
No, thank you.
nothing up there.
And that is an intentional diss. So I don't
yeah,
want
no,
nobody in Oklahoma City to think that I didn't mean that. I meant it.
no, we both
I don't
got,
know.
you know, the family. Did
Yeah, I understand. But
I don't want to.
I'm just saying. Even before then, it's like,
I weigh
and
by
oh man,
Oklahoma City.
hey, ooh man, what's it? 75.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. It's and I know we're staying on the Mavs because we're homers, and there are other teams in here that we really don't have to spend any time on. Again, that's a page flip, but because of what it is and what you want to do, we'll do that.
Just a
What we do.
format
Okay.
of the show.
All right.
Let me put another, I guess, feather in before we move on to the next team.
Yes.
Could we please talk about? It was a late trade, I believe, signing trade. We got what's this guy's name? DeLon Wright. The
Yeah.
6'5"
Daylon
point
Wright.
guard.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay. So I was actually looking at his stats.
Weren't you impressed?
I actually do like him.
Oh
like
my
his
gosh.
last
That
couple
was me
games.
being facetious.
No, hear me out though. Obviously, a player wants playing time. While he was in Memphis, he got starter minutes.
He did get starter minutes,
And
and
he averaged a triple-double for his starter minutes. Now, again, am I projecting that to be here in Dallas? Obviously, best case scenario, yes. But for this guy to get 30 minutes plus playing time and then hitting 18, 10, and 11, I think that's fantastic. Now, again, will he earn Carlisle's trust in the midst of all these point guards that Carlisle
So who's
loves?
starting then?
Are you asking me who?
I'm asking you for the depth chart. You said if he's starting
Right.
as the point,
Right.
he's going to get a triple double or close to it.
Right. My
Okay.
thing is, if we
Now,
get
wait,
any
hold on.
kind of
So
production
who-
close to
so
J
who-
Kidd, and I'm gonna bring your guy up.
I love J Kidd.
Yeah.
Who is then not starting in that position?
Okay, so we have Wright, Brunson can stay on the bench, JJ can stay on the bench. Yes, they can help our bench. Obviously, Toronto has showed that backup point guards are valued.
I'm not saying they're not, but now you're talking about
Wright, Luka, Kristaps, Josh Powell.
Right.
Right?
Wait, say it
And
how you
then
say it again.
Josh Powell. And then Tim Hardaway when he comes back from injury. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. If I can get a point guard who can get me 12,
But I mean,
what's that, 8, and because Luke is here, maybe 7. I'm good with that as a starter. Because to be honest, that's similar numbers to Terry Rozier. Check back last week's podcast for that.
Which we said he would,
And he's
by
a
the
bit
numbers, he would be a
overpriced.
starter.
He's a bit overpriced.
Well,
But yeah.
he's a lot of bit overpriced.
Yeah.
But you know
3
what?
years,
To
57
me,
million.
the NBA season, and really NBA at this point, has become overpriced.
Ooh, yes.
I think it's starting to price itself out. And
Can we give some of that money to WNBA talent?
man,
But
please.
that's a whole nother
Yeah,
topic
that's
for another
another
day,
show right there. All right. Okay.
We got to bring Jay Money back for that.
Yeah, and we will. We
Okay.
definitely will. I hope you're watching this, J Money. All right. So let's move on to the next one, man.
Next team, Denver Nuggets,
Denver Nuggets, they stayed pat, man.
which is totally fine.
Yeah, if you like what you have, then stick with what you have. They signed Jeremy Grant, 25-year-old, 6'9", 13 and 5.
Yeah, small ball, rim runner,
Yeah.
can rim protect, can rebound. Nice
He's gonna come off
versatile
the
little
bench.
role player.
And he's projected to come off the bench.
Well, that's the thing. He's not going to unseat Paul Millsap.
No.
So this is the guy coming in when Millsap gets in foul trouble. Also, if you want to go small, you can put
Right.
him at a center. I
Man,
definitely think
that's-
they're young kids, though.
That's really
will
small.
take
And I
some of these
understand.
minutes.
I understand you're going small, but 6'9", even at center, man.
Draymond ran center
I know you're
and
going to
don't
say
say.
Draymond, but Draymond is a different type of player. And here's the problem with Draymond, where Jeremy may have the edge on him, is that
He's athletic.
he's more athletic, and it's kind of hard to say that with Draymond, because Draymond is
man.
sneakily athletic. No, he's athletic.
Draymond
For him to
is
be
old man.
No, let me tell you something, man. To be a defensive player of the year, you have to be athletic. You cannot be a DeMarcus Cousins. That's why DeMarcus Cousins was never and will never be.
No, you have to have lateral quickness.
That's called athleticism, brother.
My thing is
You
this.
can put fancy words and lateral latissimus and all of this,
What is that?
but if you're not athletic,
What is that?
if you cannot move, you are not athletic. I'm saying for all the crap I give Draymond Green, because I don't think he's the most awesomest player, but he is a defensive player of the year. And when you look at what he does and how he moves around the court, he's very cerebral and he is athletic. To the point where if he needs to get to a spot, he can get there. And so there you go. Now, when we talk about Jeremy Grant, and I don't know how we got on him, but Jeremy Grant, is a person that I think, definitely, like I said, with 13 and 5, he gets more starting minutes. He had 32 minutes as a starter. So I think he had, coming from the Thunder, I think he can be a great addition to the Nuggets.
Okay. So as far as additions, I'm actually going to go young here. Even though technically he's not new, I'm going to play my Kristaps card, and we're going to add Michael Porter Jr. into this mix for Denver. Nice to see this phenom play. I want to see exactly what he can do. Obviously, the comparisons to him was Kevin Durant. If he can get 50% close to what Kevin is, I think this guy is actually somebody who can take you over the top in coming years. And then also, I know your isms about dudes who are 7'6", but I'm gonna bring up this dude named
If you bring up
Bol Bol.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Hot garbage on
Well,
the 4th of July,
here's the thing.
sitting on the trash heap.
So we're already.
I don't understand.
You're already speaking this on a kid who's like 19 years old. He's only a year in college. He was 21, 10, and 3. He's got range.
What college team was he on?
Oregon. Good team. What do you mean, It's a good team. And then here's my thing.
They made it to the
No,
tournament.
he was
right?
hurt. He got hurt.
Oh, he got hurt.
I know. Big players do that. They get hurt. Ask out me.
Yeah.
So this is my thing. If, again, he can play, he can get you something.
If he can play.
Yes.
I keep hearing this if. If it was
Okay.
a spliff, we'd all
My
be
bad.
high. I'm just trying to understand how you going to come in with Bo. I told you when you said, oh, man, that guy, he's 7'6". Look,
Here's
man,
my thing.
He's 7'6".
Give the young man a shot. Give the young man a shot.
7'6"
Yao Ming is He's 7'6".
Yao Ming doesn't play anymore.
Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer. Where's your argument
So
at?
is Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
I'll leave it there.
Tracy McGrady's hype. What are you talking about?
Would you stop it with that?
Tracy
McGrady.
yo, talk to your boy.
When
Tell
Kiki
him how
Vandeweghe
hard-
gets in there too, I just want you to know. When he
What?
gets in there, when Kiki Vandeweghe gets in there, I just
What's
want
wrong with Kiki Vandeweghe?
Let's go.
He scores points. Do you
Let's
not
go.
need it?
Let's go. Let's move on.
Yo, fam.
Let's go.
Please
Bowl,
talk
bowl.
to Jay.
Bowl,
He's
bowl.
smoking the dope today.
Smoking the dope.
Yes.
Bowl. You should be
Whatever.
ashamed. You should be ashamed.
No, not at all.
Let's go. He riled up. Come on, man. What's
Golden
next?
State Warriors. Dude, her boy. All right, man. Just go ahead and start because I need a moment.
Okay, fine. Willie Cauley-Stein,
Good one.
D'Angelo Russell,
Fantastic.
Omari Spellman.
Like it.
Yeah, I didn't understand Omari Spellman other than you have to fill out your roster because they lost just about everybody.
Okay, so do you remember a dude from their championship run the first time named Mo Spates?
Yes.
That's Amari Spellman.
I mean, I get you, like I
You
said,
need guys who can stretch the floor.
5'4" and 1, at 17 and a half minutes.
So here's the thing. I get those numbers, but I need you to look at the numbers that say 38% three-point shooting. That's the number we look at. Okay, he's a bench guy.
So,
and then he might play with
so
Draymond.
how many attempts did he have?
Not a lot.
Okay, all right.
But
So
he made what he shot. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want efficiency?
I do want efficiency,
Right, you
but
don't
I
want
also,
bricks, right?
Well, I mean, the problem is that he's going to play more. Now, what happens, as you know, as a math guy,
I don't know
is
if he's
that,
going to play more.
Well, he's going to have
He's
to.
gonna
Who
have
else
to
is
play
on
a
the
little
roster?
more, but I
Who
mean,
else
that's
is
a-
on a
that's a
little
Willie-
more? See, it's
Here's
fine.
the thing.
A little more. Listen, if you're on a roster like this and you know how numbers are, your probability will go down with the more shots that you take.
Not necessarily, sir.
Oh,
That's what
man.
analytics are for. My thing is this.
You're right.
Even if he plays more, that's still a good thing for this particular team. Why? Because they need spacing, they need rebounding. He
They
can
need
give them
bodies.
that.
And this
That's
guy
fine.
fulfills it.
Willie Cauley-Stein is going to play at least 30 minutes. Can we say that?
Yes.
At least 30.
Yes.
Draymond's still going to play his, 36 minutes a game?
Yes.
So you got two dudes already playing at least 3 quarters.
Yes.
If Spellman can come in there and get you some relief for these two guys, that's great. Jerebko's still on the roster.
I mean,
okay.
I don't even
And
know why
then-
we even arguing about Spellman. He's
No,
not.
I'm just saying, when you have a role player, it's okay to be in that role and be
Yeah, that's
successful.
fine.
Regardless if you play 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or 5 minutes, it's all about what you do on the court when you get
That's
on there.
fine. D'Angelo Russell, I think it's
Fantastic.
a great sign.
I love it. You knew I
And-
loved this from day one.
And I really am interested to see how they fit him in with Clay when he comes back. Because, he to me, that's your starter. You should
No,
not
I
relegate
agree.
him to the bench.
No.
So with Steph, D'Angelo, and Clay, right there's your front court.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Backcourt.
Backcourt. And then you're looking at who's at your 4 and 5. I mean, at that point, Draymond's going to be there. And now you got
Willie
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Right.
I mean,
And then hopefully some of these young guys can mature.
now that's the problem that they're going to run into again is that bench,
Well, it's a little light.
it ain't a
But
little,
it
it's a lot of
it
light.
needed some rebooting. It needed some reloading.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
like
see,
I
here's the
said,
thing. If you're going to pay all 3 guys, Splash Brothers and Draymond coming up,
yep.
and you still have Russell on the books, okay? Somehow they're going to have to work some magic to get 4 guys there for max contracts. I don't know how that's feasibly possible. My thing is this.
Draymond's going to be the odd man out.
Right. And I'm be honest, last year I was back and forth. It's his time to go. He should stay. My thing now with D'Angelo Russell, I personally want to see almost a splash trio, not necessarily as far as the threes are concerned,
Right.
but with backcourt production. I want to see Clay go to 3. Okay, I think that he can still survive there. You have Curry running the pick and roll. You have D'Lo with the pick and roll, and then obviously you have Clay who can still ISO and give you some points. And he's still a 2-way player.
Now, here's the thing: with Stein being there as a true 7-foot center,
And athletic.
And
He can rim run. He can protect.
you
he
now
can rebound.
can move Clay comfortably to 3 because you can say, "Hey, Clay, if they get past you, hey,
Right.
you
Willie
got."
should be back there.
And you have a former defensive player of the year back
Right,
there.
exactly.
And Draymond.
Orchestrating things around. You switch here. I'm gonna take this. Look, as far as Draymond's concerned, he is very valuable.
He is.
My thing is, I just would hope that Golden State does not push the Houston button and just try to reset everything and say, "Oh, this didn't work. I'm gonna try this. This didn't work." I mean, I give Daryl Morey some credit for always tinkering, always trying to get better.
Yeah.
This year will be the ultimate experiment coming up.
Steve Kerr's gonna have to, and I believe he's always, coached, but he's really gonna have to show his coaching prowess this year.
Right, and it's not because of the guys that we've mentioned.
Right.
It's because of the Quinn Cooks of the world and the Alonzo McKinneys.
Yeah.
And I say we because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
They had to show up big in their last series, and unfortunately,
They didn't.
They didn't.
And
what are we talking about when we talking about showing big?
Yeah.
Just hitting the shot.
Hit your shot. Take the shot. That's the other piece.
Yes.
Take the shot because they were passing off.
But that just means you don't want it, though.
Well,
I mean, when Iggy is scoring 18 points a game, not that that's bad.
yeah.
But
And he's not there.
now, he's not. This is not Philadelphia Iggy.
No.
This is not Denver Iggy. This is the Iggy who has sacrificed not only finances, but his game as well to fit all these pieces together. A part of the Hampton Five. So, I mean,
they're the new San Antonio. So can they fit that mold of, hey, you're not. It's not about you. It's about the team.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
then when you got new players like that, they're gonna have. Now, fortunately enough, a lot of them are young, so it's like we can mold you into what we want
we
you.
also need you to perform.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that.
You're gonna leave.
Next, Houston
Well,
Rockets.
we kind of segued into it.
Yeah.
So between last week and this week,
My
there was
goodness.
the tremendous trade.
Man.
Like it shook the NBA
It reverberated
to
around
its
the
core.
league. Yes.
Right. Mr. Triple Double.
Yes, sir. Former MVP.
Yes, was Mr. 30, 10, and 10.
That's it.
30, 10, and 10. Westbrook.
Russ.
Ooh, he joins Houston.
Yes.
I've been flip flopping with this all week
It's tough.
because are they going to get better? Or are they going to get worse? And then so officially on the show, I'm going to say this: they're going to get worse.
Hey, mark it.
They're going to get worse. So here's the thing:
Wow.
they're going to get worse
Yeah.
because Harden needs spacers out there.
Yes.
He needs guys who can hit the open shot so that when the defense collapses on him, he can kick it out. Unfortunately, that's not a part of Russ's game that has ever flourished. Are they going to get in the playoffs? Yes. Are they going to be dominant because of talent alone? Yes. However, this is the same thing that has plagued James Harden through his playoff career is that this ISO ball, this me doing everything, and I don't believe it's going to work even still.
You know what's interesting to me, though, is I'm trying to figure out not so much about Westbrook. Russ is Russ, and he will continue to be. Which Harden are we going to see now? Because what he said was, when asked the question,
Who is he?
Well, no.
Reference he. Which he? are we talking
Harden,
about?
James Harden. When James Harden was asked, how will you be able to play with Russell Westbrook?
Right.
He said, I played with him before.
Right, back when he was a six man.
When he was a six man. So now it's, okay, he's going to have to defer to Russ while he's on the court, not when he's on the bench. So which Harden is going to show up?
So okay. So here's the thing: if it's the Harden that shows up in Oklahoma City, the Harden then that's going to show up is the team player from Arizona State.
Right.
But that's not the Harden. That's not the Harden who we've seen in Houston.
Hey man, he's tasted success.
We've seen
individual success.
Yes, but we've seen a guy who plays alongside arguably the best point guard in the last 10 to 12 years in Chris Paul.
Yep.
He had that at his disposal.
Right.
And he could not get along with him. Not only, I'm assuming on a personality level, but on the court. When it's Chris's turn to pick and roll, he's 30 feet away from the basket, not giving appropriate spacing. He's not engaged.
Right.
He's just walking around. I guess I'll go to the baseline now. So this is where I think you have obviously two grown, tremendous egos and it's already Harden's team. Unfortunately, I'm going to think that Russ is going to be the one who has to defer. Now, obviously, you stick Russ in with whatever second unit players you have to maximize Russ's effectiveness. But they're both so ball dominant.
Right.
I don't know how this is going to work. And again, I think this is for worse than for better. The only other thing I can picture is if Carmelo Anthony and Glenn Robinson are on the same team.
Oh, jeez. That hurt. Like, that hurt my soul.
That's kind of what I see, man.
Oh, man. Man, so I'm going to ask this question and we're going to move on. So how many minutes do you anticipate Russ having
36.
and
36.
So I'm thinking 36 and
But
36.
that's the thing. It's just like last year. You do your best to stagger those minutes.
Right.
And then hopefully when both are in the game, you have to let James Harden continue to be James Harden in order for this team to win.
So who do you pull first and when do you pull them?
I pull. Okay. No. Here's how I'm going to reference this.
No, yeah.
It's not about pulling guys at least into the fourth quarter.
Right.
My thing is this.
No. Let me say it like this.
I
Not
can't
pull.
answer quarters 1 through.
Sit. Who do you sit first and how long?
To be honest, I don't care who sits first. My thing is about the beginning of the fourth quarter. Beginning of the fourth quarter, you let Russ handle it. Minutes 12 through 6, Russ, this is you. This is the shooters. Go for it. However, the last 6 minutes of the game, I want Harden in there fresh, ready to attack.
Right.
Now, I'm going to be honest. If Russ is shooting well, you keep him in the game.
Right.
Now, this is the part obviously Russ is not going to like. If Russ is 3 for 17, which he can be from time to time, you sit his triple-double down.
Yes.
And then you put Eric Gordon and Gerald Green and all these other boys in the game, and you let James, former MVP, ride it home.
That's interesting.
My thing is, it's not about how you start.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's about how you finish. So if
But
you're
it's gonna-
asking my
but-
opinion,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, that's it.
Well, I think it's going to be really interesting
And then who's
because the
gonna take that last
positioning.
shot?
I mean, that's obviously going to be that question, and you know we don't have time to really go through that. And then the positioning in the West, that's going to be so vital.
Uber important.
That's gonna be
Seeding,
so
home
vital.
court advantage.
Absolutely, that's going to be vital. All right,
That's a fist pump. All right, man. Next is
the Clips.
we went from not ever talking about the Clippers to when did the Clippers become hot?
Man.
So first off, we got to reference last year because if it wasn't for last year's team, the greatness of Lou Williams, the wonderful bench play of Montrez, I hope I'm getting his name right, Harold, who's just a monster. He's what Kenny Fareed used to be.
Yeah.
Just a man beast among power forwards. He's undersized, but still got that go-get-it rim runner. Man, he was – so both of these guys combined basically gave you 40 points off the bench.
Right.
So now you add a Bulldog point guard in Patrick Beverly, re-sign him.
Right.
Now you have Mr. Canada on your team who just wanted to come home.
Mr. Canada, Mr. LA.
Yes, and he finessed the other Mr. LA, two-way Paul George. I don't think we've been alive to where a Clipper team has been almost as good as or arguably even better than a Laker team.
I think so. I think when you looked at
Lob City?
When Lob City was first really there, you saw probably that time frame because remember at that point,
Now was
Shaq
that the
was
Kobe
gone.
and Dwight Howard?
Yeah, you know it was that era.
But at the same time, wasn't that Bynum and Gasol as well? I know we have to do some crunching to see.
Wow, the boy say Bynum.
Yes, and Gasol. Remember they won a championship against Boston Celtics.
They did,
Yes.
but we're talking about the time frame again. This is early, and when Shaq has left, you know Kobe's mad at Paul, and they really can't mesh together. And now you see Lob City, and everybody is.
Kobe can't mesh with Steve Nash. Nash, because you said Paul.
Paul Gasol. Yeah, like he was calling them out. It was just a bad situation.
Okay.
It was just a bad situation, but you know, to me, that was about the only time they were really kind of even. Past that, no.
Wow.
No.
All I can say is, wow, they're super duper even now.
Yes.
I'm talking about marquee names.
Absolutely.
Even role players to an extent.
Dude, I'm telling you.
This LA deal, I can already see it now. If the Western Conference Finals is at Staples Center,
Man.
and it's just at Staples Center, it's Clippers
Yeah.
versus Lakers, dude, that's gonna be some wild stuff right there.
I mean, you talk about Subway Series in New York. I think this one would be
This is the new hotness
so
show.
contested and so heated. You have so many Lakers fans, and now you have so many bandwagon Clipper fans that, you know, because they bandwagon. I don't know too many people in my lifetime I've met who are from Cali, any part of
Is
California.
that Billy Crystal?
You know,
So,
yeah.
for Jack Nicholson, we raised Billy Crystal.
I'm just saying. And you have who else? Right. So I'm just saying.
Is Drake gonna switch uniforms? I know he's not.
He might split it in half.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, dude, it's I think you've taken all of it, but
So
yeah.
here, I will say this. Obviously, the Clippers are not perfect.
Sure.
They need rebounding,
Yes.
okay, and then they also need a rim protector.
Yes.
And they don't have that. So, you know, obviously, if you're going to penetrate against this team, they've got Beverly,
Yeah.
they've got Leonard, and they've got George. So then now, like a team like the LA Lakers, you're going to
Yeah.
have to feed Anthony Davis in the post. To
Yeah.
beat this team, it can't be the 1, the 3, or the 4.
No.
So, because I'm assuming maybe George slides down. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't think they're going to go Beverly, Kawhi, and then George.
Well, let's see. Yes. So
So who's at the 4? Harold? Is Harold going to start now?
I mean,
And
a
then you have
potential.
Luke coming in the bench?
I mean, a potential is you have Beverly, George, Leonard, Green, and Zubac.
Oh, that's right. They do have Zubac.
So
What Green is this?
Gerald Green.
Gerald Green. I thought Gerald Green.
I'm sorry, Jermichael Green.
Yeah, the scrub from
Yeah.
Memphis. Yes.
So I mean,
Dude, if you're even watching the show, I'm sorry for calling you a scrub. You making NBA money.
no sir, you're a
doing
scrub.
your thing.
You're a scrub.
I wish I could be an NBA scrub.
Dude, I'm about to give you a name and some numbers later.
on, bring
It's
it
gonna
up.
be it later. It blows.
So
of
here's
the
the
mind.
scary part about this lineup.
Yes.
You know how Golden State had the death lineup or whatever? Mm-hmm. If you have Beverly, who again was about a 38% free throw shooter last year, so
Yeah.
you leave him, he can make the shot.
Right.
Think about this as a fourth quarter closing lineup. Beverly, Lou Will, who
Yeah.
won games with the last shot.
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
and Harold.
It's nasty, bro.
That's ooh,
It's nasty. It's nasty.
That's Campbell soup.
So
No, that's Campbell soup. That's ooh wee good. That's
see, I'm gonna need you to go back and look up Church Lady
no,
Campbell soup.
no.
I need you to look that up on
No,
YouTube. Church
I've
Lady
done it.
Campbell
I've
soup.
done it. Oh. Tell
You'll thank me.
Oh my God.
Thank me in the comments, because when you see this young lady do her thing for the Lord,
She wasn't young.
it was oh man, good.
Oh, Jesus.
Good. Anyway,
Can we segue now to the Lakers?
to the
Or
Lakers.
Did you have any
No,
other
I don't
additional
have nothing
points?
else. Yeah, you good. You good. You got
Holy
it all.
cow. James. So it finally happened, right?
Yeah, he finally got
James
his
Davis
dude. They
together.
finally got the dude.
And then you got to give, what's the Pelinka, some credit.
Rob Pelinka.
You got Avery Bradley. Like, I'm tripping on that. Like, Avery
Yeah.
is a legit good guard.
Yeah.
He can defend.
Yeah.
He can hit a shot.
No,
Yo,
Avery
that-
Bradley's legit, man.
He's legit.
He's legit.
And
16
Kuzma
points for
obviously
Memphis.
now maybe
Yeah.
can have a better defined role as your sixth man off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's played some 4.
Yeah.
So you can still go James, Kuzma, and Davis in your front court if you wanted to.
But I think if you look at it, and what I'm looking at is I looked up some potential depth chart, right?
Yeah.
And so right now, one of them is and this is on ESPN.com, the
Yeah.
NBA depth, right?
Yeah.
Their potential that they're looking at is LeBron James at the point.
Supposedly point, but we all know it's point forward. Right.
Right. D Green.
Danny
Because
Green.
remember, Danny Green is
and
there.
then Ooh,
So now you got Kuzma at the
you
3.
got no holes.
You got Kuzma at 3.
Yeah, Davis. Yeah.
And Cousins.
And then Cousins. And then last time, obviously, they played together. New
Yeah.
Orleans sniffed the playoffs.
Man, I mean,
I mean, yeah. Well, look, to have these two back together again,
Yeah.
potentially again, we could see, and obviously y'all have to reference a podcast way back in the day.
Yeah.
But this is potentially as great as Duncan Robinson,
Yeah.
Ralph
The
Sampson,
Twin
and
Towers.
Akeem Olajuwon with
Yes.
the H.
Yes.
So potentially, if both these guys, I mean obviously Davis,
Yeah.
we are pretty sure what we're gonna get from Boogie. We don't know.
Right.
You know, here's the thing: even if Boogie does 16 and 8,
Oh, dude,
that's a
phenomenal.
full year of being in condition, and
Yeah.
you're 16 and 8. That's Boogie's low side.
Yeah. That's
Think
phenomenal.
about with the Boogie, who arguably was the best center in the league a couple
Yeah.
years ago. That's scary.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, their starting five,
Potentially.
potentially.
Because Rondo could still sneak in there.
Rondo can't, but he's going to be coming off the bench.
No, I get it. I
mean,
want
he's
him on the
resigned.
bench.
You
I
know,
don't trust him.
But what I'm talking about is the starting five. When you look at their starting five against the LA Clippers starting five, man, you're like, ooh, you have the advantage at center.
You got
Right.
the advantage everywhere.
Well,
Except for the shooters, obviously. But that
Yeah.
front court dominance with shooters, Green and Bradley,
because I mean, if you have Leonard at 3 and Kuzma at 3, who you going to take? Kawhi. But all I'm saying is, you look at the two teams, man, it's going to be awesome. And
Yes.
I don't believe or not believe that they won't meet in the Western Conference Finals.
so here's
It'll
the
be
thing.
a Staples Center Finals.
And then hopefully we can talk about this a little later on.
We gotta go.
Yes, but my thing is this: I've never really wanted to stay up and watch an NBA game because obviously the West Coast times for us here in the Central
I
are
get
a
it.
bit much.
Yeah, I understand time.
But these two,
I'm
might
telling you,
stay
I'm
up
gonna
for
be
that.
up. I'm gonna be up for it.
okay,
Next we got Memphis.
okay. So I will say this: we might not go the full 2 minutes on
I
Memphis.
really want to just say my line and I'll be done.
Okay, bet. I can add to it. He said
And
my
I'm going
line.
to read this.
My line.
Traded for a new look team with the same crap play. Highlight was Jay Morant at number 2 pick. I'm done.
So you're not gonna talk about nothing else, huh? Okay. So here's the
For
thing.
what?
I mean, well, that's the argument. Click on last podcast for all that all what stuff. Okay. So here's the thing. If you're Memphis right now, you have to understand. Obviously, you're a small market team. The grit and grind era is officially over with. So now this is the Jay Morant's era. It's not just about Jay Morant, and hopefully he's going to be winning you the Rookie of the Year. It's about developing the other players.
Has it been 2 minutes yet?
It's about developing Grayson Allen, Mr. Temper Tantrum, because somehow he's got to grow up, and it's got to be this year. They've got a small forward by the name of
How
Dylan
old is he?
Brooks.
23? 23, 24 now?
As far as being on the court and staying on the court, he's got to stop the foolishness. If he wants to play and be successful, the temper tantrums, the kicking, the shoving, that's got to go. That's childish. You're a professional now. Act like it. Okay.
Awesome. Moving on.
Hold on. One last guy. Jaren Jackson Jr., 6'10", high draft pick. These are the guys you need to develop. I mean, obviously, you believe Jay Morant can be somebody you can build around. But the supporting cast, if they can grow together in a few years, obviously, maybe we'll talk about Memphis here in the playoffs.
Awesome. Minnesota Timberwolves. Added, not much. That's all I got.
Yeah, this team right here.
Oh, we're going to spend 2
They
more
added
minutes with them?
No. They added a draft pick, small forward, Rodney Culver from Tech.
I
And
like
then they
Culver.
See, you like Culver. I just see Mo Pete. So I don't know if I don't necessarily think they got better. And then they got Jordan Bell. Hopefully Jordan Bell can get some PT. But this is another situation where, unfortunately, Cat, I'm not going to say Wiggins, because Wiggins to me is just C+ now at this point. He is already peaked out. You already know who he is.
Great.
But
Next.
Cat's not enough.
Okay, cool. Next. Look, man. I mean, for real. Come on. New Orleans Pelicans, bro.
The Pelicans.
So
Develop.
they added a whole new team.
Develop.
Oh, you're just on the one word?
I mean,
I got you. No, yeah, you're
by all
right.
means, continue.
No,
But
young, develop.
you have a franchise
Rebuilding.
changer with one word. I mean, literally, you say the word Zion. You know exactly where we are. We know what to do.
Lose some weight, bro.
Get in that. Hey, that
Get
Tybo.
off them beignets. Get off them beignets, bro.
Yeah.
Get off them beignets,
But
man.
they do have a plus, obviously, beside their name.
Yeah.
David Griffin is doing very well.
Yeah, and you know what? Jackson Hayes, dude.
Boy,
that's
so
summer
now,
league.
I'm telling you, Hey,
Summer League.
That potential starting young five, if they can keep them together,
Yeah.
oh my.
Not bad at all. And they got some, and they still
And
have
then
some.
I love the fact that they still have Drew Holiday. That's the thing that might be forgotten.
And they got draft picks.
Yes.
And they have
In
draft
addition
picks.
to.
Yes, sir. All
Good
right.
job.
OKC.
Oh, okay.
Rebuilding 12 draft picks between 2020 and 2025. Next.
I just said trade everybody. And
Yeah.
and it's funny that I said that. So this was last Wednesday when we were doing this.
Yeah.
I said trade everybody, trade Russ. That's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Trade Adams, trade Schroeder, and trade Gallinari. So it's being
over.
done.
It's over.
Trust the process. Midwest, Oklahoma City.
Phoenix Suns.
It's not a lot to say.
Let's see. Ricky Rubio. Suns still a dumpster fire. Those
They
are
got
my notes.
Sarge. They got Kaminsky, floor spacers.
Yes.
So now you can pick and roll with Aiden, with Booker. Okay, and now you have shooters.
Let me
that need
read
to
you
make
the
shots.
depth chart for
No,
the
we're
Phoenix
only
Suns.
talking about those five. Go right ahead.
Rubio, Booker,
Yep.
Oubre.
That's right. They did resign Kelly Oubre.
They did. Wow. Bridges and Ayton.
Mikal or Micah.
That should be Micah Bridges.
Like I said,
No, I'm sorry, Mikal.
either way, it's fine.
Well, yeah.
Both of them need to develop.
Dude, I mean,
My
it's-
thing is this. Like I said, you're young.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near the upper echelon of the league.
Yeah.
You play your young guys.
Yeah.
You develop. Like a lot of these teams, unfortunately, this is not their window. So
No.
what do? You play to develop.
Yeah.
I know we always give the Herman Edwards quote, you play to win the games, but with some of
play
these teams,
to win the game.
we play to develop the talent. Because you can only beat the best when you play the best. Oh, Ric Flair quote.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cookie, when did your daddy ever tell you to work so hard? Be the best. It's a good movie right there. If you've been there. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Portland.
Cuba. That's Cuba Gooding's best movie ever. I just want to put that out there, too.
Okay.
You know,
Maybe
so.
top five for another day.
Maybe top 5 Cuba Gooding Jr. movies. There's only like 2.
Mama calling. Wait, no. You ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
That's
We gonna
why,
put
yeah.
Coming in America in that. You ain't met no Martin. And Cuba just in the, he just in the barber chair.
Radio, and that's another one. And that was and Snow Dogs. Snow Dogs. Portland Trailblazers.
Hassan Whiteside.
Yep.
So Portland is, first off, to be a small market team and to
Yeah.
do as well as you've done is fantastic.
Yeah.
So the only notes that I have here is I love the stay with your team vibe. That
Yeah.
This, they harken back to an older '80s style team. We're gonna keep this team together. I love that.
Right.
Obviously, you keep the dynamic duo happy. Now, here's what I said. Obviously, Nurkic needs to get back to where he was. They missed him. He could have pounded it in there, giving Draymond some foul issues.
Pounded it in there.
Now, the guy showed flashes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Zach Collins.
Yeah.
6'10" center who could stretch it out
Yeah.
and was like crafty. Obviously, he's not the best athlete in the world. The foul trouble, that's why he wouldn't play some. But I really like that kid.
Yeah, but I mean, he has to stay out of foul trouble. He has to show up.
Right,
night
and
in
it
and
has
night
to be
out.
consistent.
Yeah, and
so
night
this
in
is
and
what
night
we're
out.
talking about when we're talking about develop. Well, how do players develop?
Yeah.
They are working on their consistency.
Yeah.
Their
And Rodney Hood was
free
not
throw.
bad. Like you said, they're
fantastic. He went from Cleveland. He was like, "Can I get some run?"
Yeah.
To now, I'm valued,
Yep.
and I'm in the sixth man of this team. So
Yeah, absolutely. So he's
Portland,
projected as a starter.
fantastic.
So yeah,
Get away from Carmelo Anthony. Stop that.
I hope he finds it.
Sacramento Kings.
The Kings. Trevor Ariza, Harrison Barnes, Dwayne Dedmon.
It's not enough.
This is where I was talking about. I wish I was a little bit taller. Let me tell you about Dwayne Dedmon. Dwayne Dedmon, 10 points, 7 rebounds as a center.
We're talking about the 7'10" center that was originally from the Spurs
Did you
and
say
got
7'10"?
traded. I'm sorry, 6'10".
Yeah.
7 foot.
Yeah.
But the center who was originally from the Spurs,
Yeah.
then went to Atlanta,
That's the one.
then now signed.
Yeah.
Feel free.
You ready?
Let's go.
3 years.
Yep.
40 million. I'm doing something wrong in my life, people. I didn't drink enough milk, or I didn't eat enough wheat bread, or I didn't do something right in my life. Because if you telling me that this
tall.
gentleman right here,
Yeah.
3 years, 40 million, it's like 13.5 million a year over
Can't
3
teach
years.
height. Obviously, you can pay height though.
I did something wrong in my life. I'm sorry, Jesus.
It's okay.
Whatever it was I did, I apologize. In my next life, please let me be an NBA player. Just don't make no sense.
So here's the thing. Let me rephrase that. You want to be tall enough to qualify to be an NBA player.
Look, man, Montel Jordan made it. Why can't I?
6'8". This is how we do it.
I'm just saying. This
This
dude,
is how we do it.
3 years, 40 million.
He better play. You better start, and you better give me 36 minutes a game. All right. San Antonio Spurs.
Dude, where to begin with these guys?
I think it begins and it ends.
And it
with
ends.
Durante Murray.
I think this is the
Because
first
here's
year
the thing.
they will miss the playoffs.
I don't know, because if they can play White, who came out of nowhere,
Right.
like
White was good.
literally,
Yeah.
White was fantastic.
Like he took over.
So what I envision
Yeah.
is them playing both point guards like Toronto played Van Fleet and Lowry. You got to play Murray. Hopefully
Yeah.
Murray comes back, because they were expecting the same things from Murray that they got from White.
Yeah.
So if you compare these two up,
Which they're projected
DeRozan
to.
goes back to his 3.
Yep.
LaMarcus goes back to his 4.
5. Because you know you got Rudy Gay.
Well, Rudy can come off the bench and spell one of these brothers.
Who they gonna spell?
He can spell anybody, because that's the thing. With
I mean, but the
DeRozan
thing
being
is-
a 2/3, Rudy Gay's being a 3.
But you
I mean,
have
you can
nothing
shift.
else.
No,
The problem
no,
is
you have nothing else.
Yeah, so you gotta
Correct.
put Gay. You gotta put Gay there at 4. So he's a
Maybe
projected.
they close the game like that.
This is a projected. D. Murray, D. White, DeRozan, Gay, and Aldridge. And to me, that makes sense because again, there's nothing else that you have there.
So here's the thing. I'll agree with you,
Yeah.
but only in the fact that we're in the NBA 2019 version.
Understand.
Obviously, if we're in the 1995 version, that doesn't fly. So okay, we gotta modify with the times. Utah Jazz,
Utah, Bogdanovich,
team blue collar,
man, 18 points, 2 assists, 4
team
rebounds.
blue collar.
Mike Conley, 21.6 assists, 3 rebounds, man, 33 minutes. Listen,
Fantastic.
so when you look at Utah and you say, could they have gotten any better than they did last year? Yes.
Because Ingles
And
goes
they
to the
did.
4.
So according to this, again, ESPN depth chart, projected depth chart, you got Conley at the point, Mitchell at 2.
Yep.
And then you have Ingles at the
Bogdanovich?
3.
Okay.
And Bogdanovich at the 4.
He's too light for that. I think they need to switch that.
And then Gobert. But I think when
Because it's all about spacing now.
When
It's
you-
about the 2 small forwards playing.
Yeah, but I think
Spacing.
when you start looking, especially in the West, whether they're 3 or 4, yes, they're interchangeable. They're practically the same when it comes to height and whatnot. But you can move them both around. To me, it's now on the defensive end. And to see
Gobert.
well,
Conley,
yes,
that's a heck of a
it's gonna
start.
be
That's
nice.
a heck
It's
of a
gonna be
finish.
nice. It's gonna be nice. All right, so that's everybody.
Wow, we actually got through it.
Yeah.
All right, here
Now-
we go. Part 2. Way too early. Playoff teams.
Man, I'm trying to crack my phone here. Okay.
Be careful, bro. Who you got?
Starting at 8. This is my homer pick. The Dallas Mavericks. They sneak it in at number 8. West.
That's legit.
There you go.
So here's the
Don't shake
thing.
your head, Kenny. Nobody
Last week,
asked you, Kenny.
my 8th seed was Dallas. This week,
Oh, no.
my 8th seed is the Spurs, because I can't go up against Craig Popovich. Not even at the expense of my boys.
What about his brother, Greg? You said Craig, man.
You get it?
Dude, there's no way the Spurs in this lifetime with that team make the playoffs. Not the way the West is set up, man. I just don't see
No,
it.
I get it. And again, as a Maverick fan,
Yeah.
I would love them to make the playoffs. That would be fantastic.
So you have them out?
I do.
Man, I don't know how you going to go home. All right.
Easy.
Number
drive.
7.
All right, that'd be Golden State.
That's what I got. Golden State at 7.
All right.
Number 6, I got the Portland Trailblazers.
I got Utah.
Really?
Yeah, really. Because I think the talent right now overshades Utah. Like, I love the cohesion and chemistry of a team
Right.
that stays together. But see, now we starting to weed out the super heavyweights from the heavyweights. And I think Utah is a heavyweight, not a super.
That's something. Yeah, for real. So number 5, I got Utah.
And I got Portland.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think they're right there.
Right. And we're talking about a half a game to a game difference.
Yeah.
Splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, I got the Clips.
Got Houston. Because, again, I thought they were going to be worse, not better. Spacing, they need open shooters. They need shooters.
I think Westbrook helps with that. But okay.
Okay.
Number 3, I got the Lakers.
Lake Show at 3, yes.
There you go. Number 2, I got the Rockets.
Now I got the Clippers, so we flip-flopped our 4 and 2s.
Yeah.
I just think that cohesion, the versatility, just the raw dog in this team is going to be too much for a lot of teams. Like, they got 5 bona fide studs.
But they got to be able to play together.
I mean, no
So
doubt.
when you add one player in Russ Westbrook, who's played with Harden, and I'm hoping that the fact that they've played together before will help that cohesion, that will help them when they go through this. Again, they're 2 different players from when they played.
Right. They're 2 different people from when they play.
True. People and players.
Right. Obviously, no.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, in addition to their styles and what their usage rate, all that.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I just want to add to it.
All right. And so now at number 1.
With a whole lot of depth, they got 2 squads who could start for this league if they wanted to. The Denver Nuggets.
That's all I got.
When was the last time we said the Denver Nuggets was supposed to be number 1?
I would think that was 19 never.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I can only think of 2 successful teams. I can think of the team with Chris Jackson and Antonio McDyess.
And that man right there.
And Mutombo.
And Mutombo.
No. Yeah, LaFonso Ellis, that group. And then you got to go, and this team wasn't even good, but they scored a lot. You got to go Fat Lever, Alex English.
You better stop with that.
Seriously.
Wow.
Look that up. I know that's a team for your Jazz, but no, they couldn't play defense worth a darn.
What's up with these puns,
Well,
bro?
we
For
know
your
we're supposed
Jazz?
to be PG-13. I'm just trying to make
That's
sure.
what you say?
Yeah,
That's
why
a team
not?
for your Jazz?
Why not? It's mine. Just like them dinner rolls, it's mine.
Stop.
It's mine. Check last.
It.
Yo, if you want to know what
Stop
we're talking
it.
about, click on
Don't.
that back screen.
Man.
Let's get that.
Please don't.
Are you
Anyway.
not hungry for dinner rolls? Right now?
No, I'm not. I'm
Man,
really
it's the
not.
same chips.
I'm really.
I'm so hungry right now. Eat this
Stop
man.
it. Stop it.
Eat this
You know
80-20
what?
win.
You know what? That's why you don't get invited to 4th of July stuff. Okay. Because you bring in hush
I
puppies.
brought you.
You bring hush puppies. If you bring hush puppies to 4th of July, I will not let you in.
Bet. Okay. All right. But how you gonna not let me in somebody else's house?
So now we come to the part of the show that we both really enjoy.
Man,
This
I hated
is
this one so much. This is the first one I hated. Hated it.
First of all, I got to give a shout out to my little baby girl, Lillian Elise.
Yeah.
I said, I looked at her after I showed her the fiasco that was last week's top 5, mainly because of Anthony and Jay and his top
He
5.
called me the real name.
Because
not
you know
the
what?
stage name.
You know what?
The-
Because that was so trash garbage, bro.
Wow.
So when I showed her that, you know what she said? I told her, I said, look, give me a top 5. Just give me a top 5.
What's
and
the top
she
5?
said the top 5 for today. The top 5. The
top
five is top 5 worst hip hop / rap songs of all time. Man, it's gonna be tough because there's some good ones.
So here's the thing. Like I said, so doing the research for this one, usually the research is the fun stuff. You know, we're calling each other, talking about, I got a good one here, I got a good one there. This was one where I called Jay Stoggs.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself, I hate this. I'm 45 minutes in.
Got nothing.
All right, number 5. Or sorry, because I
Again,
know you don't like your list to
in
be
no
ranked
particular
in
order.
No particular order.
In no particular order.
Go ahead. Could you name one of your 5 songs?
Sure.
Trash songs.
The first one I'm going to name, again, in no particular order, is Snow by Informer.
This one might be. There's another one I think that we might be this, so we haven't talked about this at all.
They have not.
This one I think is the one that we share. I've got that one on my list
Man,
too.
that's a horrible.
Dun, 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 my basis for this song was, can I remember any lyrics to this song?
Absolutely not.
You remember the jingle.
I know the melody of it, but they had words at the bottom of the video with a bouncing ball. A rap song.
The rap was so bad that Jim Carrey had to mock it on In Living Color. Back when Jim Carrey was James Carrey. Look that up.
It was Jim Carrey, yes sir. I'm telling you, that was pretty bad.
Number 4, I hate it.
Mesmerized by J. Rule.
So I've never heard this. And I think I'm glad that I never heard this. So I'm going to just agree with you on that because I have no prior knowledge.
Ja Rule
Thank
is,
God.
yeah, nah, I don't even want to, nah. What's your 4?
Stupid Hoe. By Nicki Minaj. Can I say stupid hoe on the show? Like,
you did it
so
twice.
hoe is not a cuss word. I can
did it
say
twice.
hoe as much as I want.
I mean, you could say garden tool.
Stupid hoe.
You could say garden tool.
Oh, ho, stupid hoe.
Garden
You didn't identify anybody with it, so you can say
fantastic. Great.
Stupid garden tool. Stupid garden tool.
Stupid hoe.
Garden tool.
All
Garden
right,
tool.
that's mine.
All right, that's a good one. I saw that one. I was like,
Oh my gosh, trash. Like, I just watched the video and just
this
shook
one's
my
gonna
head.
upset you because you kind of like this one.
Okay.
Gangsta Lean.
That does not belong on this list at all.
Gangsta Lean is pretty bad.
No, every time if a homie passes away, you can't help. I'm gonna take this hand test.
This is for
this
my
song's
homie.
dedicated.
And then hold on, you always gotta have
And
that
he
snap.
sings it like he doesn't rap at all. He sings.
Gangsta Lean.
This is such a bad song.
Why did you have?
Dude,
No,
that's
I
such a
disagree.
bad song.
I disagree.
It's such a bad song.
I disagree.
Gangsta Lean is probably one of the worst songs out there.
All right, here we go. Here's mine. So there's a song, and I only heard it a few times, but I did not like it. I didn't like the premise of the song. I did not like how the song was formed.
Right.
So the song is, all you gotta do is whisper.
The Whisper
A
song.
whisper song.
That's
by
a
the
great
Gang
song.
Twin. Hey girl, let me come.
That
to
song
you.
is great.
Whisper in your ear.
I'm
like,
dude,
no.
I spin this song.
No.
Yo, I spun this song on quite a bit. And then the remix is even better.
Oh, little girl.
The remix is
No.
even better,
No,
man.
no.
I mean, you had Missy Elliott on the remix. You
I
had.
mean, now remix, okay, that's a totally different song. I'm talking about the original.
The original is great.
It's trash.
It's great. The Whisper song is great.
Come here, girl. Let me take you by
You just mad because you getting on the Whisper song. This is a great song. This
Why
is a
am I
great
mad?
song.
Tell me
Great
why
song.
I'm mad?
It's a great
Why am I
song.
mad?
Great song.
Y'all, you gonna
Great
turn
song.
me into the mad rapper?
Great
They
song.
call us from Bad Boy Rex
Great
or
song.
something.
I got another one that you're gonna hate because it's on my list.
Come on.
I'm a Dope Fiend.
Wow, I love that. I grew up with that. Jazzy Red. Oh my gosh, look that up. It might not be on
That's
YouTube.
such
Please
a-
check Daily
I
Motion. The video.
hate that song. That's such a
Born
bad
and
song.
raised, top 6, baby. Oh my gosh! If we had time, I would sing
We
this
don't
song
have time.
verbatim. Oh my!
That's such a bad song. I'm
Okay.
a Dope Fiend.
Woo! But the last verse tells you of all the
Dude,
troubles of
the
being
chorus.
a dope fan.
I'm a Dope Fiend.
And I'm a
And I-
drug.
And I need drugs.
Chico.
Who's that?
Who's that?
The neighborhood
Oh.
thug. Come on, man.
Tell me to stop. Oh my gosh, that's so hype.
But I say no. Because I'm a dope fiend. And I need more.
I'm so gonna bump that in the
need
car.
more.
I'm bumping that in
Please
the car.
don't.
Like, it's my car. I can bump whatever the
hope
hell
you
I
get
want
arrested.
to. Sorry about that. Okay. Next song for me is, yo, you see that gate open right there? Who let them dogs out? By the Baja Man.
Who hates Who Let the Dogs Out?
We said 5 worst rap songs. Tell me a lyric. I'll wait.
Who let the
No,
dogs
this is no. I didn't say the chorus. I said lyrics.
That's the song.
I'll wait.
That's the song.
That's where I do. This is me.
That's
doing
pretty
it.
much the song. That's the song.
I'll wait.
Who Let the
Right.
Dogs Out? That's it.
fine.
That's
Come
all
on.
you need.
Let's go.
That's it.
Next one. Come on. Next.
I think this is my last one. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're a jerk.
Bye.
So it's Joe Slaps, but the
the
song,
hell is Joe Slaps?
yeah, it's a really bad song. I remember this song.
I'm a
only,
jerk.
No,
Oh, you
it's
like that?
You're a jerk. You're a jerk, and there was a dance that went with it, And it's a really bad rap song.
So
Please just
again,
yeah,
I'm gonna
you're a
have
jerk.
to.
You have to defer
acquiesce.
to me. Yes.
Laffy Taffy.
That's a great song.
That Laffy Taffy.
That's a great song.
Oh my gosh, that is I tried. Here's the thing. During the research, I watched this video twice over, and I was just unimpressed.
Love that song, man.
That's my fifth.
You got the Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy.
No.
That's a good song.
So here's
Yo,
the real
last
music.
one.
Here's-
Last one. We got to get out of here. Last one. Pumps in a Bump, MC Hammer.
Don't you ever. I'm glad Kenny be playing the song because it's time to go.
Get your last one.
Everybody go ahead and look us up on the Facebook. Go ahead, do your little Jabari rant at the end of it.
Thank you, Ken, for watching 8020.
8020 today.
You can
Go
catch
ahead
us
and check
on
us out
Facebook.
Facebook.
Twitter at 8020WIR.
WIR.
Make sure that you click and subscribe on our YouTube channel, 8020 Who Is More Right. Yo, I'm Jay Stoggs. That's Aunt Jay. And don't ever listen to Pumps in a Bump anymore.
All that we want. Oh, that's it. That's it.
That's so bad, bro.
Hit it all night. We got the house to bump. That's
And then he had on a Speedo.
Yes, he was.
It was like a
He was at home.
It was like a black and white polka dot Speedo.
He had that leopard
That wasn't leopard. It was like cow print.
hammer in the video. He had the leopard's print.
It wasn't leopard print. It was cow
It was
print.
something, man. He was getting it. He had
Like
he said
cow
he had
print.
to change his image.
Oh my God! Change his image.
He had changed his image. No more
That's not what you
parachute
do.
pants.
That's not what you do. That's why
The
he's
song
broke.
is hot.
That's why he got broke.
Hit it all night. You got the house to bump. Oh.
That's the worst.
You got the girls with the house.
That's the worst.
It's better than Laffy Taffy. It's
No.
better than the Whisper song.
No.
It's better than Stupid Hoe.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But Super Bowl is bad.
Stupid Hoe is bad. Like, I like
Bumps
Nicki
and Bumps is
Minaj
best.
too. What?
It's the best of the worst.
Okay, here's an 80-20 right here. Humps and Bumps or Good Vibrations by Marky Mark.
Ooh, what the worst or the
What's the best song out of those two?
Out of those two?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll probably say Good Vibrations.
What? It's better than Humps and Bumps?
Yes.
You smoking the crack, boy. Get that out of here, son.
Good Vibration, man, that's good, dude.
But see, I'm be honest. That's why I didn't put it on the list because
It's a
the
good song.
chorus is
Yeah.
still catchy,
I'm
even
saying.
though the rhymes is straight trash. Is that even a rap song? Is that an 80-20 topic right there?
that's
It's a pop song. It's not a rap song.
just like Gangsta Lean is not a rap song.
Yo, go.
Gangsta Lean is not a rap song.
First off, the title alone lets you know it's a rap song.
Because it says gangsta,
Gangsta
so
Lean.
rap is gangsta?
Yes, we talking about the 90s when
Trash.
gangsta is in full effect.
Trash.
Where's Kid and Play in the 90s?
Trash.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
That's a good song.
Right. I know I love Kid and Play. I'm rolling with
song.
Kid and Play all day. But my thing is 1992,
Gangsta
93,
Lean.
94.
Gangsta Lean.
Songs dedicated.
That's such a horrible song, bro. And then I'm a dope fiend. Come on, man.
Hey, apply to the times.
I'm a dope fiend.
Apply to the times. Now, obviously, we were shielded away from that. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
I'm a dope fiend.
Yes.
It was on the radio.
Yes, it was. And it got regular rotation.
I'm a dope
Why?
fiend.
'Cause that thing was hot. Jazzy Red with 2 D's. Look it up. Jazzy, J-A-Z-Z-I-E-R, like Red Fox. I remember that.
Like, because that's just a bad song,
No,
bro.
that's.
And you can't spell your name.
Look, first off, if you remember Jazzy Red, I'm a Dope Fiend, then we gotta remember Cruising with Greg Street. That's where that came from. Cruising, I turned it on at 6 p.m. for that. Dum, 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 dum.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
get it.
I'm done with you, bro.
We ain't done.
I'm done with
We
you.
just continue this the next week.
Yeah, that's true.
So don't say that.
2
What?
weeks. Yeah, that's right. We come back in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It don't stop.
Dude, I wanted to put Mace on there so bad, but I couldn't. Because every time I
Everlasting
play
Bass? What bass?
No, Mace.
Oh, it was as a thing. I wish we had said this on the show, but there's certain people that kept popping up with these terrible. So the number one wackest artist, I'm assuming by the internet standards, is Soulja Boy Tell 'Em.
Man, yeah,
his
he kept coming
stuff
up.
was everywhere.
But you know what? When you put it on, you like, that's not bad. It's not bad.
The bad part, I'm laughing because I'm agreeing with you. There is a reason why he was not on my list. Cause I
That's
was
not
like,
bad.
crank that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The boy.
Pink and Soldier Boy. Pink and
So
Soldier
yeah.
Boy.
So Insane Clown Posse, I came
Wow,
across their
ICP?
name a lot.
Dude, like you a big ICP fan.
Yeah, I know. But
Like you had T-shirts.
so older ICP. Yeah. No, I went to I had my little white boy
Went to
phase.
the concert.
I went to concert in Deep Ellum. Yeah, we was spraying orange soda. I got my little polo because I didn't know how to be at a white concert. My polo was all in orange by the end of it, orange soda. But
Ridiculousness.
so obviously old ICP is worse than early ICP.
Okay.
So
Bye.
are we doing? Hey, like Martin Page. See, I told you.